Good morning, everyone. Today I'll be covering fallopian tubes. How did they look on ultrasound, and what are all the pathologies that you can see in these fallopian tubes? So basically, whenever we are starting and whenever we want to study any pathology, it's always better to do some small exercises with anatomy and normal physiology, how they look normal. Normally, how the fallopian tubes are looking, what are the normal dimensions, because if you know the normal things, then very easily you can make out the pathologies and abnormal things. So that is the first thing that you should know. So what are these fallopian tubes? This is uterus. So this is basically a hollow tubular structure. So hollow tubular structure which is attached on the lateral wall of uterus. So this is uterus. And these are two paired fallopian tubes. Now these fallopian tubes, we have divided for the sake of convenience and to know anatomical purpose, we have divided this fallopian tubes into 4 parts. So what are these 4 segments that we are talking about? There is a small, what is the total length? Doctor, could you tell what is the total length? It is, on an average it is 10. Whenever we are talking about anatomy, we are giving a range. So it is say 10 to 15, or upper limit we are taking 15, 14 also they say at times. So it's like 10 to 15 centimeter in length. This is total length of fallopian tube. And the average diameter, the inner average diameter, it varies from 2 mm to 8 mm. So this is the average diameter that we are talking about. So when we are looking at this tube, how this tube starts, there is a small intramural segment of this tube. This intramural segment it's like embedded inside the myometrium of this uterus. Then after that you have this is interstitial segment. Then comes the. Now why this position is important? Suppose, because say sometimes we are getting a sonological report, ultrasound report comes saying uterus is acutely retroflexed. Patient is having history of infertility, I am not able to conceive, I want to conceive. See doctor, what I need to do. First of all, I'll advise a transvaginal scan only. That okay, you have come, now let me do the scan. Usme kya hoga? You are not going to see a picture like this. The picture that we are showing here on these dummies and all those things, which is showing a very good sagittal view. You are not going to get a picture like this. The picture is like, this is your monitor. Picture is like this. This is your vaginal probe se. Typical picture like this. Because when I am taking a transverse section of an acutely retroverted uterus, this is an acutely retroverted uterus. How my sound waves are going to cut it? When I am I try it in a sagittal plane, say like this. So this thing is seen separately, cervix, and this is seen like this. So don't confuse it with uterine Mullerian anomalies. This is an acutely retroverted uterus. What you can do is to rule out that all those things, ask the patient to fill her bladder, do a transabdominal scan, and everything is clear. Why the position is important? Because if this patient is going to have any retained products, You want to dilate the canal. Say products are placed here. Products are lying here. Now you want to dilate this patient. Uterine sound, you might think, okay, I am dealing with 90% of patients are this like normal mild anti-flexion is there. You will pass your sound, this cervical os. This is here, suppose here is the os, which is visible to you. You are passing sound like this, and the sound is going like that. Perforation, or if you are stopping at some point, it is like you are creating a false passage. Although we are stretching and like you are holding it with Allis, you are putting speculum there, holding it with Allis, and you are stretching it mildly to straighten this axis. But if it is acutely retroflexed or acutely anteverted, then that is not going to help you much, although it helps. But a very acute angle, you are not going to get help out of that. So what you need to know is position, because in infertility patients, like when I am finished with ovum pickup, I always do a mock ET. Mock ETs, they are, it's like a simple small catheter is there, a small endometrial catheter, and what we are doing is, we are just doing a false, you can mock ET as apparent from the name, we are just passing it there just to notice whether there is any blockage or not. Because patient is under GA, so we are just doing a dummy practice, that when I'll be doing embryo transfer for her, I should know the passage. So what happens is, that catheter is very soft and flexible. That is not going to cause any damage because it is silicone based. So if I am pushing it like this and it is not passing, then what I do is, I hold it with Allis after applying Sims here, and I try to manipulate it. So if it is going very like in anteversion position, so I just came to know that okay, she is a patient of acutely antiflexed or acutely retroverted. So this is very important. You should be well aware with the position so as you can deal if required with for this patient. Also one more important point, जो retroflex uterus होते हैं ना, इनमें what happens is, suppose the pregnancy is here, this is a, say, simple normal uterus. Pregnancy is like this is the sac here, embryo is implanted, it will keep on growing. It will keep on growing from true pelvis, it will come to here in false pelvis very easily, and it will keep on growing. So what happens in this retroflexed see, sac is here. When this uterus is undergoing hyperplasia, it will keep on growing down. These patients always complain of pain, doctor, pain, jai nahi raha, do something, pain, I'm pregnant, do pain. You have done a scan. On scan, you are going to focus on this thing only, because when she will be coming with 6-7 weeks of period of gestation, you are not focusing here. You are not bothered about anything here. You are focusing it here only, and till the time 12 weeks have passed and this uterus has come here in false pelvis, till 12 weeks she will in pain only. But why you need to know about the position? So अब करना क्या है? The largest that you are seeing, उसका size on an average you should know. You can like measure the longest thing. So if it is less than 10, you can stimulate your patient and you can start your follicular monitoring. Otherwise, if the size is say around 12, 13, cancel the cycle and don't do. And there is no need of doing monitoring also. What do you want to monitor? You are having a pre-existing cyst of previous cycle. So that is the thing that you should know. Ovary with low AFC. Small size. I can only appreciate 2 here. So this is the thing. Now how to take correct measurements, that I've just told you. Very, very important point. This is same. You are taking the longitudinal length. Maximum length you have to focus. Take 2 diameters, take out a mean out of it. That is the final thing. And then very important is endometrium. Endometrium hamesha is like a reflection of good follicle. फॉलिकल बड़ा होगा, इट इज़ गोइंग टू सिक्रीट E2, दैट इज़ गोइंग टू कॉज एंडोमेट्रियल ग्रोथ. जो फॉलिकल की ब्लड सप्लाई है, द पेरी फॉलिकुलर फ्लो दैट यू आर सीइंग इज ओनली ड्यू टू E2. So E2 is going to cause that good flow. So यहाँ पे भी in your baseline scan you will be having a single line which is let's say around 2 millimeter or something like that. Then as the follicle is dominating and is growing, this become a triple layer. इसको वो कहते हैं कि you have to include the basal layer also. It's not inner to inner. Just remember a dictum in this sonography, जहाँ पे follicle या कुछ anechoic है ना, that is inner to inner. Sag, gestational sac inner to inner. This inner to inner. अभी atrium discuss करेंगे कल. Atria in lateral ventricle, inner to inner. Everything filled with fluid, inner to inner. Solid thing, outer also. Like BPD, outer to inner or outer to outer. Head circumference, outer to outer. Abdominal circumference, including skin, outer to outer. Wherever you are having solid tissue, outer to outer, include basal layer. How to focus? Mid-sagittal plane. If you are a very good sonologist and you are practicing infertility also, try to make a habit that cervix should also come into picture. Because जैसे जैसे ये E2 बढ़ेगा ना, this is going to grow, cervical mucus plug आ जाएगा. That is an indication, I mean indirectly giving you a reflection that yes, your cycle is going good. So that is also a point. So try to include that also. If एक में नहीं आ रहा तो उसको अलग से लगा दो पिक्चर एक. That हाँ देखो cervix is showing cervical plug. यहाँ से measure किया, ये किया. Don't forget this. This is seed. ये seed है. Seed which is getting formed. This is soil. So both are equally important. At times only follicle. अब वो कहाँ देखूँ follicle कहाँ follicle. Not having even a look at endometrium. I am not bothered. इतना अच्छा follicle 19 mm हो गया बढ़िया हो गया. Now I am stimulating. I am giving trigger. But your endometrium is hardly 5 mm. You have not worked on it. So